So I taught middle school chorus to public school children for 30 years. Here in the state of Georgia where I taught, chorus teachers can have as many as 84 kids in their class by themselves. My program had over 300 kids in it, so twice a day I had two classes of 84. My classroom management had to be on point because I was by myself. I had a lot of tricks up my sleeve, and I've shared those on the internet for years. Today I'm going to talk about the hostile parent conference and how to handle it. Here's the situation. You've got a really disruptive child. So disruptive that it makes it really hard for you to teach the other children. There are outbursts, there's talking constantly. You've tried everything. Positive things, giving leadership roles, punitive things. You've been respectful. You have praised in public and corrected in private. You've emailed the parents. Nothing is working. It's time to bring the parent in with the child. You've seen signs in the parent that maybe they don't really know what to do with the child, or they make excuses for the child. But you have all of your ducks in a row because you've documented every single scenario clearly as it happened. Every disruption, you wrote something down immediately when the child left the class. You kept that log. You have documented items where they haven't done their work. You've documented things in the digital gradebook about things that are going on with the work or with the behavior. It's the day they come in and you've got it all in your hands in a folder. They arrive. You kindly greet the parent and thank them for coming, and you have their seats ready. If you really are very concerned that this could be a hostile situation, you make sure there's an administrator or another teacher in the room. You start with something positive because there's always something positive. This is a child. And if you have more than one thing positive, say it. Then you start. You ask the student about a specific situation. On last Thursday, did you get up and go over and hit Johnny in the head with your book? And you let the child talk. Because you asked the question so clearly, the child is going to have to give the honest answer because the parent knows when the child is lying. And you do that over and over as many times as is required. In most cases, the case is made and it's over. The child is cornered because you were so prepared and he has to tell the truth, and he did. And usually you and the parent work together with positive ways to reinforce things when he does them well in the future. There are many things you can do, and we can talk about that another time. But if that doesn't take care of it, if the parent is making excuses, that's when you have to go in. Because you know that they know that their child is out of control. They just don't know how to handle it. And you know that you're not going to allow this behavior in your class anymore because you have to do it for the other children. The parent continues to make excuses. Maybe they even blame you. And you let them go on a bit. And then you say, Mr. Jones, I'm going to have your child for about 2 more months. You're going to have him for life. I wouldn't waste your time or mine in this conference if I didn't care enough to try to get to a solution. I need you to help me. Because here's what's not going to happen. Your child is not going to continue to behave the way he's behaving in my room. The next time that he does, I will escalate to the administrators. He will get in-school suspension. The next time after that, when he does it again, he'll get out-of-school suspension. Certainly, I'm not the first teacher to have this conversation with you. If you need help or resources, please let me know and I'll direct you towards them. We have to do what's best for the children. They need structure. They thrive on it. Usually at that point, the parent cries. Seriously, almost every single time in 30 years. And then you get the tissues and you comfort and you have a real conversation. One that is in the interest of the child because now you're both on the same page. On a personal note, I had one of these difficult conversations with a parent about 15 years ago. The student lied and the parent took his word. The parent turned red-faced and literally got up out of his chair. I thought he was going to hit me. Thankfully, I had an admin in the room because I knew. Soon after that conference, that parent happened to join the gym where I go. He made sure he never looked at me and he never said hello. 3 months ago, I was in the gym and he smiled at me and walked over to me. And I said, hello, a little bit nervous. And he said, thank you. What we did together for my son made a huge difference. He's about to get married. He just got his dream job. The relief on that man's face was huge. He'd been carrying a burden for years of trying to help this challenging child, his own child that he loves. It's not always easy to have these difficult conversations, and not everyone's assertive enough to really do it, but you need to try for the kids. You need to trust in yourself. You need to know that you're doing it for that child, and also, and really importantly, for all of the other children in that classroom who want to learn. And you need to do it out of respect for your own professional teaching.